If you're still in sales at 30, you're playing the game wrong. Look, I know that stings to hear, but you can feel it. You know something's not right. Sales is a great job, don't get me wrong, but it's a terrible career. I see so many guys in their 20s and 30s grinding, crushing quota, stacking commission checks. But when you ask them, hey, where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years? They have no answer whatsoever. Because the longer you're in sales, the more you realize you're trapped. And today I'm gonna show you how to get off this hamster wheel before it's too late. 5 years ago, I was in the same boat. I was in sales, making good money, and a top earner at my company. I started climbing the ranks relatively quickly. I had a $60K a year job that you were supposed to get with base pay and commission. And I ended up selling a $7.2 million deal for my company. And I thought, hey, this is amazing. Like, I'm gonna get rich. But we're gonna save that story for a later date because they didn't actually pay me out what they should have. Maybe you ran into that before. I don't know. Can you tell I'm a little bit bitter? Anyways, I thought I was winning. Once I hit 6 figures, you couldn't tell me anything. But the more I looked around and started to see the peers around me, the people that have been in sales that are 10 years older than me, 15 years older than me, I saw something that scared the hell out of me. The guys that were ahead of me, the ones that were supposed to be more successful, they were miserable. First off, they were out of shape. They had far too many late nights, stress eating, no time for the gym, and it was taking a toll. You could see it. From the outside looking in, it appeared they were in this golden cage. They had the house, they had the car, they had the family, but they had no time to enjoy any of it. And once you're trying to get to the 6-figure level, that's all that matters. You don't care about sleep, you don't care about your health, any of that stuff. But once you get there, you realize, okay, after taxes, it's really not that much. What am I sacrificing to get here? Another thing I would notice that these guys were either divorced, their relationships were failing because they were never at home, and when they were off work they just wanted to go get happy hour with the guys to just burn off the stress. And there's a difference between making money and being wealthy. While I was making more money than I ever had in my life, I was still dependent on the company, still at risk of layoffs, and I'm still chasing quota. And I thought, damn, this is where I'm headed if I don't make a change. And you might be feeling the same way. You're making good money, you're doing sales, it's great, it's exciting at first, but it's this hamster wheel, and it's actually a trap. See, here's the truth that nobody in sales wants to admit, but I'll say it here. Sales is designed to keep you on a hamster wheel. Every month, every quarter, every year, even when you hit President's Club, you start back at zero. It doesn't matter if you made the company millions of dollars January 1st, back to zero. And when I closed that $7.2 million deal, it took me all year to work that relationship and get it to the point that it closed. And then once it was over, I realized I gotta do this again and again and again and again. And it started to eat me up. And even if you're top dog, think about it. If you don't perform 60 to 90 days, depending on the performance action plan or the employee handbook at your company, you're replaceable. What happens if you miss quota? You're just another name on the spreadsheet of a long list of reps. Here's a PIP, correct or get out. And sure, you can go and sell for anybody, but like, how long do you want to be on this hamster wheel? And I started asking myself, am I gonna play this game that I'm really never gonna truly win? Because the ones that were winning were the CEOs, the shareholders, they were getting rich. Meanwhile, I was taking crumbs of commission and it was killing me in the process. Now, at least I thought the only way out was to maybe become a VP of sales or sales manager, but you're still under the gun of quota. You're still forecasting, so you're not really solving the problem. So I thought, okay, let me start a business. And the deeper I dug down that rabbit hole, I realized, well, I'm going to have to take out a massive loan. I talked to some of my buddies who had brick and mortar shops and they're like, yeah, it's easy. Just put a couple $100,000 down, get a loan, and you're good to go. Massive risk. I don't know about you, but I wasn't super wise with my money in my 20s, so I did not have that cash laying around. Sure, at one point I had a $50,000 commission check, but cut it in half for taxes, have some fun with it, and then where are you at? So this is what most sales reps do. A, they stick with it, accept their fate, and stay in sales for 30 years and look like those people I just described that are 10, 15 years older than me. Or they jump headfirst into some random business with no plan. They're just looking for an exit route. But there's a third option that nobody talks about. What if you took the skills that you already have and implemented that into a business yourself? You already know how to prospect, you already know how to close, you already know how to manage client relationships. What's the only thing missing here? You applying those skills for yourself instead of making somebody else rich. Once I made this connection and realized, oh, I can do all of these skill sets that my employer trained me on, deploy it on my own business, keep all of the money, not just the commission checks, and the clock doesn't reset to zero. I sign up a client that's paying me $2,000 to $5,000 per month. They're gonna pay me over and over and over again. So maybe I go hard for 30 days and then chill. Take a vacation. When's the last time you've been able to just take a vacation or use your PTO without feeling guilty or worrying about what it will look like? Or you're so worried to take vacation because you're burning half the month towards quota if you take 2 weeks off. I know I would take some time off, even just a few days, a week. In the pit of my stomach, I would feel, oh shit, I gotta go back Monday, dig myself out of a hole to hit quota. So by applying these skills that I already had, this is how I built a business. This is how I'm now making over $100,000 per month myself, not working for anybody else. I didn't go and learn some completely new skill that I didn't have. I didn't go and spend a bunch of money or years in college or take on a crazy loan to start a business. I started a service-based business, or what we call an LGA, or a lead generation agency. Think about the leads that are coming to you each and every month from marketing that aren't that good. Your employer is either paying people full-time to do this, or they're hiring a vendor like me thousands of dollars per month to deliver these leads to them. I want you to think about what life would look like if you started working towards your own dreams and not working every single day under the gun of quota for somebody else who could just fire you at any given moment. Instead of selling somebody else's product and just taking 10% commission, what if you took the whole thing? What if you had the whole pie? I know when I was doing sales, I felt like I was giving 10% of my effort. There was so much more that I wanted to do. I would speak with customers and want to put together some unique plan, bring it to my management, and they would shut me down. They'd be like, no, that's not the process. That's not how we do things here. You know, great idea, pat on the back for initiative, but go back and just be a gear in the wheel of this huge corporate machine. So now, instead of being stressed about hitting quota for somebody else or some sales manager that doesn't give a shit about me, I'm building something in myself, building equity in myself. And each month, the scoreboard doesn't go back to zero. Without a boss, without the reset button, and without limits. And I'm not the only one that's done this. I'll drop a link of a few people that have done this exact same thing. They've used this sales rep exit strategy to grow their own business, make their own money online, and said yes to investing in themselves. So here's the deal. If you're watching to this point, you probably are feeling the same thing I felt when I was working my job. And you have two choices here. Number one, you completely ignore this message. You go back to your sales job, you keep grinding, keep chasing quota, keep making your CEO and shareholders rich while you just take home crumbs. Or you listen to your gut and you make a move. You realize this isn't right. Sure, it's great. Sales is awesome. You've built a fantastic skill set. You look at some of the most successful self-made millionaires in the world, they all had sales background. They all started door to door, car salesman, insurance, and you make the move using the skill set you already have and start investing in yourself. If you're like, how the heck do I do this? I put together a free training session that you can get down below. No fluff, no BS. I'll talk in detail exactly how I did this for myself when I was a sales rep on the side. So you don't have to burn the boat, quit your job, tell your sales manager to go kick rocks. You can build this up on the side and do it smart. Build up some savings. Go and replace your income, and your sales manager won't know what hit him. And I haven't given up any of the benefits or the things that I was afraid to give up, like health insurance, 401k, benefits. I have all those things now, and I'm actually investing much more aggressively than I was in just the 3% or whatever my corporate job gave me. So watch the training down below. I've got the link in the description, and see for yourself. Worst case, you just go back to doing what you're doing now. No harm, no foul. Best case, you start investing in yourself and building something where you can quit your job and escape sales for good. Whatever you do, whatever you decide, don't just sit there, because nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to do something unless you want to be this guy forever. The person that can't take vacation, the person that's always under the gun of quota, the person that's sacrificing their health, relationships, all for somebody else, all for another CEO that you don't even see. So I hope this was a gut check for you. I know it was for me when I started this over 5 years ago now, and I hope you take action. I hope I see you in the training. I'll drop the link below. And if you made it this far, far, I appreciate you liking this video, subscribing. This is a brand new channel. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I've got personal channels with millions of views, but this initiative, I really wanted to go back and say, who was I 5 years ago? How can I serve them? And how can I get some of these sales reps to do their own thing and leverage the skills that they already have? So check the training down below, and I'll see you over there.